Hello, my dear students of BSc 5th semester. So today's our topic is a very important topic, that is the effective mass of an electron. All of you know about the mass of a free electron. The mass of a, you know that the mass of a free electron, that is a constant. But when we are dealing with effective mass, that is not a constant quantity within a crystal, within a solid. Because we know that when an electron is under the effect of a periodic potential, when electron is under the effect of a periodic potential, then mass of the suppose this is any solid, and in this under this crystal or under this solid, in this solid, the mass of the electron, because electron is under the periodic potential, is not constant. It varies from place to place within the crystal. Varies from place to place within the crystal. So that mass is called the effective mass, because electron is under the when electron is in a periodic potential accelerated by an electric field, then mass of the electron varies with velocity. Mass of the electron varies with velocity means you can say it is a function of, mass is a function of velocity, and it is termed as the effective mass of the electron, and it is always symbolically represented by m star. M star. So this is the effective mass. Suppose you have any crystal here, any solid here, and the net force F, and it is under the effect of electric field, then force is equal to minus E, but it is under the in a periodic potential also, so the force is also due to that periodic potential, that is F1. This is a force due to force, you can say due to periodic potential, due to periodic potential. Clear thing? And this F, we know that this is mass into acceleration. It may be positive or negative, means in a clockwise direction or in a anti-clockwise direction according to the electric field, means it is in the direction of electric field, or it may be opposite to that. So it may be positive or negative. So if we are taking here positive sign, minus EE, and we are taking this as M mass M1A, then net M minus M1A, that is equal to minus EE, and this is A is equal to minus E over M minus M1, or you can say M minus M1 is equal to minus E over A, and this M minus M1, this is M star, this is M star, that is the effective mass, that is the effective mass, and it depends upon, it may be 0, it may be 0, negative and positive, it may be 0, negative and positive. It depends upon the values of this. If M equal to M1, then it is 0. When M greater than M1, it is positive. When M greater than M1, it is positive. When M less than M1, it is negative. When M less than M1, it is negative. So this is all about the effective mass. Now we want the derivation of effective mass. So let's start the derivation of effective mass. Yes, this mass is the function of velocity. This mass is the function of velocity. So we can write that A is equal to F by M star. General, this is equation number first. Now we find out another acceleration and compare that equation with this equation. Yes, according to quantum theory, if electron is moving with, or a function of velocity, moving with velocity, or a function of velocity, then it can be treated as, moving with velocity, it can a wave packet, a wave packet of group velocity. Wave packet means group velocity having group velocity Vg. Group velocity Vg. So now Vg will be equal to dw, derivative of this with respect to k, where k is the wave vector and omega is the angular frequency, and we know that omega is equal to 2 pi nu. We know that omega is equal to 2 pi nu. So Vg is equal to d over dk of omega, that is 2 pi nu. That is 2 pi nu. So taking nu outside, d over derivative with respect to k of nu, and we know E energy is equal to h nu. Energy is equal to h nu. We know this. So from this, nu is equal to E by h. Nu is equal to E by h. So put the value of nu from this in this equation. Then Vg is equal to 2 pi this into nu. Nu is E by h. Nu is E by h. So this is a group velocity that is equal to Vg. You can put h outside, so this will be equal to 2 pi over h d over derivative of E with respect to k, and this is Vg. And we know that h cross, that is equal to h by 2 pi. H by 2 pi. So h upon 2 pi. This is 1 over h. So this Vg will be, I write here. So this Vg will be equal to, Vg will be equal to 1 over h cross dE by dt. Now our aim is to find out the acceleration. No, so differentiate it with respect to t. So acceleration for this, that will be equal to derivative of Vg with respect to t, or you can say 1 over h cross d over dt of dE by dt, dE by dk. So I write this, a is equal to f by m star here, taking this equation as first equation. Then I rub it. Yes. Now, can I multiply this equation 1 over h cross d over dk dt dE over dk, multiply and divide it by dt, and I can change the variables like this: 1 over h cross d double derivative of E with respect to dk by dt. So I take these terms in this way. You can do this. So this is our acceleration. Now to solve this acceleration, we want this dk by dt, the value of dk by dt. Then we compare this, because we want here f, clear, in this f. So solve dk by dt. So you know that according to modern theory, momentum, if p is the momentum, linear momentum, that is equal to h cross k. That is equal to h cross k. Differentiate it with respect to, you can say first write it as p by, this is linear momentum, over h cross, that is equal to k. First write this. Now differentiate this equation, taking this equation, second equation, this equation, third equation. So differentiate third equation with respect to t. Differentiate third equation with respect to t. So when you differentiate equation number third with respect to t, what do you get? Derivative of k. Not this is k. Derivative of k with respect to t, that is equal to 1 over h cross derivative of p with respect to t. And what is this? This is equal to force. So 1 over h cross, this is f. This is dk by dt. This is dk by dt. So put here putting this equation number taking 4, putting 4 in second, putting 4 in second, what you get? Acceleration that is equal to 1 over h cross square, 1 over h cross, double derivative of E with respect to K. Yes, this is 1 over h cross F, 1 over h cross F, or it may be equal to 1 over h cross square, double derivative of E with respect to K square into F. So this is taking this equation as equation number 5th. Now we have two equations of acceleration. One is equation number first, this, and second is equation number 5th. So when you compare first and second, compare first and not second, first and 5th. So when you compare, F is here, F is there, A is here, A is here. So what is 1 over m star? 1 over m star, that is equal to 1 over h cross square, double derivative of E with respect to K square. When you reverse this, then m star will be equal to, from this you can write that m star will be equal to m star, this is equal to h cross square, double derivative of E with respect to K square raised to power minus 1, raised to power minus 1. Clear? So you can plot, if you want to plot a graph, the graph between K, in this side K, the graph will be, this is m star, the graph will be, this is 0, this is, you can say plus K, and this is minus K. The graph will be like this. So from this is clear, this derivation, this is clear that from this equation that the value of m star depends upon this value. The value of m star depends upon this value. If this value, because this is minus 1, means in denominator, when this is more, when double derivative of E with respect to K square is more, then m star is less. M star is less. And when this is less, this is more. Vice versa means inversely proportional to, m star is inversely proportional to this double derivative of E with respect to K square. Clear? So this is all about the, this is also called the curvature of E, double derivative of E with respect to K square. This is the curvature of E. So this is effective mass. So this is also a very important topic. Effective mass means mass of an electron when it is moving under a periodic potential. Clear? Thank you very much.